So why don't we just start out? Tell us how you got into the construction industry.
By total accident. So I literally went to school back in Nebraska, and right when I graduated in 2003, started applying for jobs after job after job, and I got one call back for my resume, and it was with an engineering firm. At that time, I had no idea what engineers even did, but I went to the interview, and I was offered the job, and there started my career. And so ended up working there for about 2 years, decided that the cold was no longer in my blood, wanted warmer weather, moved to Arizona, went to another engineering firm. And at that time I was going to school to get my MBA, wanted to move up in my position, and I landed at Concord 14 years ago, and it's been my home since.
What do you think it is about you? What strengths do you have that make you such an effective leader in your industry?
For me personally is connecting with our people. I have a marketing background. I don't necessarily come from the technical construction world. And we connect with our people in a different way, I think. I understand them. We know their people. We know their families. And for me, that's what's the most important thing, is really just connecting with our people and having a vision for the company too. When I took over as CEO last year, one of the main reasons why I got into that position was because I wanted a vision. I had a vision for the company that was beyond the technical vision of the company. And so I think for me, it's really getting people on board, seeing how they make a difference in the company and how they push it forward every day.
What's most rewarding about the industry for you?
For me, it's the people. The people specifically in construction are down to earth. They're loyal, and their work ethic is unbelievable.
How's the pandemic impacted your company and your industry?
It's impacted us like everyone else. We were an essential business, so we had to figure out how to navigate the pandemic when we had stay-at-home orders. Now, for the office, that wasn't too difficult. Basically, went home, adjusted to working at home. But it was really learning how to support our people that were in the fields. There were times where, you'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you'd learn that one of your project sites was completely shut down. And I think that was probably the hardest thing, is every single day of 2020, you had no idea what you're going to wake up to. And every moment was something different. And so for me as a leader, it was really hard, because as a leader, you want to be proactive in your business. But 2020, we were nothing but reactive on a daily basis. And that was the biggest struggle.
Do you think anything came out of the pandemic that will make you a stronger leader moving forward?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. First of all, last year was my first year in the CEO position, and I had big over goals and visions.
What great timing.
Oh my gosh, it was going to be amazing. And then March hit, and it was kind of a slap in the face. Like, nope, here's reality, and here's what you're dealing with. And for me, I think that was a really reality point of, you walk into leadership and you think it's going to be this amazing thing and it's going to be so easy. And then you're given something like that, where you have to literally make decisions on the fly. Sometimes you have no idea how it's going to turn out. But for me, I think that's been the biggest learning curve.
I know there's a lot of other challenges in your industry right now, particularly workforce and material costs. How are you dealing with those challenges?
It's a challenge. I think right now, more than ever, it's super important to work closely with your owners, with your architects, and with your contractors to understand that we can't build as fast as we could. Yes, obviously workforce is a huge impact, but just getting the materials on our sites right now is the biggest impact. We were looking at a project a couple of weeks ago, and basically the project was supposed to start and be done by June of next year with steel joists, and steel joists are a year out right now. So even if we did have the workforce, we can't get the materials. And so it's an education piece where a lot of people don't understand, or a lot of our owners don't understand that. So it's just educating them that we can't build as fast as we used to because of everything that we're up against.
It seems like you drive down the street and there's a construction project going on almost,
Yeah.
every couple blocks. So, given all the challenges, but all the projects that are going on, what's your outlook for your industry and going into 2022 and beyond?
I think it's great. The outlook for our industry, right down in Arizona, everything you see rooftops. Commercial construction follows the rooftops. You see them going up everywhere. For the state of our industry, it's going to be phenomenal. The biggest hurdle that we're up against is material shortages, which I think will work themselves out over time. But right now is getting people into the trades, getting people into construction. You have a lot of people that are retiring from construction, and we don't have people coming into the construction. So for us, at Concord, one of our biggest focuses is, how do we get awareness out there that there's great careers in construction, that you can have a great living in construction.
Okay, so you came into as CEO right before a global pandemic.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals going into 2022 for yourself or for your company?
Survival. A ton of goals. For our company, personally, it's now focusing on that strategic plan, on those big picture goals that we had in place moving forward. I actually will say that 2020, for all of the craziness that was out there, we actually had the best year in the history of our 50 years of our company.
That's great.
So not terrible. So we're going to work on building on that. How do you take advantage of that? And in our strategic plan that we put in place last year, that we had to kind of table for the year, our focus now this year and moving forward through next year is really just taking those goals, getting everyone back in that mindset of let's be proactive in what we're doing. Let's set our big picture goals and let's kind of move on into the future. And while we still deal with everything in the pandemic.